All right, so we should be live. Let's see. Sounds like looks like there's a couple people with us. Type in chat if you guys can hear me okay. Great. Okay, so sound is good. We'll give it a little bit longer. I've see if we get a few more people to come in. What we're going to be doing tonight is unboxing one of these two printers. So I put out on Twitter. Had a couple people. Most people were going for the Ender 3 V3, but we have the Ender 3 V3 and the AnchorMag M5C. So we'll unbox and set up one of the two of those. Talk a little bit. See, is Pete in the chat yet? No Pete. We'll wait a little bit longer just to see if anybody else joins before we kind of pick which printer we want unboxed. But how's everybody doing? So I guess that's Data Mine. Data Mine says the sound is good. Let's see here if we can. Cup. This is from Pete. Pete reprinted 3D. He did this awesome little fundraiser for so everybody could basically buy any of these mugs, hats, shirts, sweatshirts, and it was for the all the proceeds went to the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation, and it was pretty cool. So you guys can still buy these. I've got links. I've got links posted all over my Twitter, but I'll share it again if you guys want. Like I said, he's making absolutely no money on this. He's doing a lot of work on it, but he's making no money. All the proceeds go right to the foundation, so it's pretty neat. But let's start unboxing. I think we're gonna go with the Ender 3 V3. Why not? It's an interesting printer, CoreXZ. It's something that is pretty different, kind of like a Switchwire, a Voron Switchwire, but there aren't very many of them out there. This is really the only one you could buy fully done. So we're gonna start with unboxing this one. I don't know if any of you guys have a lot of experience with 3D printers, but the old Ender 3s were pretty popular back in the day. They've come a long way. The new this V3, but all three V3 lines, the SE and the KE, Klipper version, are all a lot different than the original Enders that back in my day when I first started. And probably a lot of you guys too. Let me know if the audio at all gets kind of messed up or weird. I've tried to position the mic. I'm pretty new to all this, but try to position the mic in a way that makes it easy. But I'm gonna set this kind of off to the side, start pulling some stuff out. But right off the top, they always package these things pretty good. A lot better over the years, but just like typical stuff, tiny little filament. I really wish that they'd send more filament with these. I kind of like at least the 250 kilogram spools that they send, or half spools they send with some people or with some printers. But filament spool, the spool holder. What is this? Oh, okay, So that's the screen. What I actually really like about these, or this printer, and then the new Enders, is you have a really nice screen. So this is either the same screen or very similar to what's on the K1 series. Good thing about the audio, I was actually kind of nervous about the audio, but these are really nice touch screens. So I was really happy to see that the V3 came with that. So it's a normal spool holder here. So let's see what's in this box here. I'm guessing, yeah, your normal stuff. Tools, we're gonna need those. I am gonna use the tools that come with it. And the reason why I'm using these is that if you were a new person buying this printer and you didn't have all the other tools, fancy tools, this is the stuff you're gonna use to put it together. So we're gonna do that. These are snips, same things that come with almost every printer. I don't even know how many sets of these I have, but you can't have enough of them. Let's see, lubrication, thumb drive. Actually, that's kind of neat. Full thumb drive. See what's on that later. Hopefully it's test print. I think they probably send some speed benchies and stuff like that with this, so we'll take a look. This bag here, a little bag of screws, and I don't know what that is. A little tab with some clips. It's probably for some wire management or cable management, but there's nothing else in here. We're just gonna set that aside. So right on top is a gantry. Let's see, I'm gonna try to pull this whole thing out. Try to set this over here. I'm gonna try to pull everything out of here. Set it over here. So it's not a huge printer, 220 by 250, same Ender 3 cell. But the good news is that I actually heard, I don't know, several weeks ago actually, but they actually I think they just posted it on their website today, that they're coming out with a plus version of this, which is really cool. So that'll be, I think it's going to be 300 by 300, which would be awesome. So this is the gantry. I heard that these are pretty easy to assemble. It's like I said, CoreXZ, so you've got your belts. Those seem tensioned well. Some people, I saw some other videos of these where some people said that the belts weren't tensioned right, or there's some misalignment in the belts, but this one looks really good from what I can tell off the bat. So filament runout sensor, and the hot end is similar to the K1. I'm not sure if it's identical. So it looks pretty similar. On the front, you've got your fan on the front, just like you do the other one. But this one has a rear mounted fan on the back, which is kind of nice to see. So hopefully it has good cooling. But of course we'll see once we start a test print on that. But not sure what that is. Comes with cables to plug it in, obviously. All right, let's get this thing pulled out of here. It's actually quite compact, but it's really nice. It's all it's actually quite heavy at the base, but it's all aluminum. The whole base is aluminum. Cables are nicely tied up. Bed's got linear rails, which is nice. Or linear rods, sorry. Not linear rails. Nice feet. But yeah, it's really nice. It's a really well put together little printer. Let's see, let's get these pulled apart here. Let's try to follow the manual too, just because, like I said, if you were new to this, And you probably follow the directions here. Little stickers like Creality usually gives. Let's see. So looks like we got a couple of people watching. Data mine. They're talking. What about the second person? And you guys, how you guys doing tonight? So obviously my first Twitch stream. Kind of scrambled to get this thing going. You know, not that familiar with it, but we're learning as we go, just like we did in 3D printing years ago. So we'll hopefully get better and better every time, and get you know, more people to participate. So this is pretty self-explanatory. The directions are actually quite simple. There isn't actually a whole lot. One thing it does want you to check right off the bat, like in most, is the power supply. So the power supply on these switch. So between 115 volt and 220 is here. I've heard some people where they've actually fully assembled this printer and then realized that they didn't get this flipped, and they had to disassemble the whole printer. So because this is where the gantry goes. So if you put that in and bolt and screw it down, you can't get to the switch after. So we're gonna check it now, and it is on 230 volts. So good thing we checked it. Let's see here. We're gonna get something. We're gonna get one of these Allen wrenches in here, so that way we can get in there and flip it over. Or actually, we'll use this little flathead that they give you. So that in there, and flip it over. Heard that click real nice. Just checking. Yep, 115. That's what we want to see. So that's the first thing on the directions. Next is the spool holder. So this has a rather odd location for the spool holder, from what I've seen in pictures and images of people. So it actually kind of sits real low on the gantry. So we'll see. Does it tell you which way to put it? So we're gonna go that way. Okay. So if you look right here, there's actually already a couple standoffs, like shoulder bolts, and all you're doing is snapping that right down on that. So pretty easy. Make sure we get a nice click on that. Okay, so we got the spool holder in. Let's see here. Switch the power. And now we are ready to bolt on the, so it says 2 M4s. Let's see, 2 M4 by 8? 4 M4 by 8. So most of these little ones here, they're not very big. I actually would have thought one would be a little bit bigger, but we'll go with it. So we're gonna set that over here a little bit, and we'll set this down on. And it sets down there real nice. Doesn't click in or anything, but you know, it's there. It's in there. They have a nice little tag over here, I just noticed, and it's basically a warning, basically telling you to check for the voltage switch before putting that gantry on, which is a pretty good thing, because you wouldn't want to set that. You wouldn't want to put that in and then have to disassemble the whole thing to try to get at that again. So I'm gonna try to get to these screws in here. Let's see. I was hoping Pete was gonna join us tonight because I told him I'd give him a plug for his fundraiser and stuff, but I must have got that tied up or forgot or something. That's okay. So we'll get a couple of these started. I'm not tightening them up. I'm not going to tighten them up. I'm just going to get them started. This one here. There we go. Now I got it. So just going to check the back. So it looks like there's only 4 screws. There's 2 screws on either side in the front. They go through these brackets right here into the uprights. So yeah, that's it. So we're gonna snug those down. There were a couple guys from my local makerspace here, where I'm from, that we're thinking about swinging in and saying hi, but hopefully they come in before we're done. But a couple of them were pretty, they're pretty into 3D printing. They were pretty interested in this printer, and probably definitely the plus version of this, having that larger printer. I think a lot of them like the larger size for bigger prints, but one of the ones that I'm using right now is the Cheaty X-Max 3, which is a huge printer, 330 by 330 by, I think it's 330 cubed. I'm not sure the height, but I very rarely ever go that high on it, but you print some big stuff on it. Been printing some Galactic Armory stuff right now. A lot of the Helldivers 2 stuff. Star Wars stuff, obviously. Got some Mandalorian stuff going in there now. Actually, one just finished tonight, so before we're done tonight, if we have time, I'll pull that out. We can take a look at it, because if you haven't seen Galactic Armory stuff, you should really take a look, because not only do they print perfectly, but they're really well designed. Most of their props are designed for like either PVC pipe or wooden dowels to go through, so that it gives some weight and some rigidity to it. It's really nice. So if you guys haven't, you've mostly heard of Galactic Armory, but if you haven't had the pleasure of printing one of their models, I highly recommend taking a look at it. So all right, so now we're at that screen. Let's see here. So we get a little piece of piece of tape over this, probably to hold that ribbon. The ribbon cable is a little delicate, so we're gonna try to get that plugged in here. It doesn't give you much room. Pretty tight. Need really small hands to get in here. There we go. Hit it upside down, I think. I don't think I got it clicked in there good, so we'll see, right, if it doesn't turn on. So I think that just kind of snaps down in there. Doesn't give you a real good click, but it just kind of sits there. Okay, I'm gonna flip this around just so I can get to the back for us plugging this stuff in. So obviously got some plugs and cables there. So we got that screen plugged in. Just looking through here, yeah, we've got some cables. So you've got your Z motor cables, and I think this is for the, is it an LED light? I don't know what that's for. It looks like it kind of like an LED light. All plugged in there, and then let's see, this way. Got another motor over here to plug in. And these are both labeled. Well, actually, since this is a CoreXZ, we have a X and a Z motor. So normally, if this was a typical bed slinger, you would have, if you had two motors here, it would be two motors for dual motor Z. But in this case, it's X and Z. So so this here plugs in side. Oh, I think that weird little plastic, I didn't know what it was at the beginning of take it out. I think it's kind of a retention thing here. So that clips in. I think it holds that cable like that. We get that plugged in. Let's see if that's what that is. So yeah, so that's what this little bag is here. I didn't quite know what that was. It's a it's for the cable retention for the toolhead cable. Just saw some. So how many printers have I assembled? Geez, I don't even know how many. I've kind of lost track. A lot. I don't know if I have a favorite. I've actually got that question before, and I'm not sure that I have a favorite printer. I have. It's tough. Like I hear a lot of people say, you know, they love the Bamboo Lab printers, and which, I mean, how can you not? They're great. They print great. They're super easy to assemble. But I don't think there's been a printer that I've had that I dislike. I literally like all printers. Some are obviously better than others. Some take more tinkering to get right. A lot more upgrades and stuff like that. But this right here, the GDX Max 3, that thing is great. It prints perfect all the time. It's enclosed, heated chamber. You can print anything with it, filtered, and it just prints perfect parts all the time. Actually, before we're done here, I'll pull. There's a finished print on that right now that I'll pull out and show you. It just prints flawlessly. Actually, these Helldiver peacemakers were printed on that, and you know, it prints in a bunch of different parts. The Galactic Armory too. They print on that. These printed in PETG, Elegoo Rapid PETG, and they just print great. So I don't have a favorite. I like them all, but some of them, they do have, some have definitely have pros and cons. So it says to put a little zip tie around this, I think, just to kind of hold that in, but it doesn't have. There's like these little tabs under there that look like where you're supposed to put a zip tie in to kind of hold that on. So that's what we're gonna do. Nice and snug. So yeah, this does. It looks like it has the same extruder from the K1. It's got that same release. Obviously the upgraded one. So hopefully it doesn't have the issue that the K1 had originally. Actually, K1 is right behind the bottom. I've had good luck with it. I know a lot of people struggled with it, but I really haven't had much of a problem. Okay, so This must be so on the toolhead cable here. There's one more here, and it says I think it looks like a D, but I think it's for this filament runout sensor here. So plug that in, and then we have a small piece of EFE tubing. So I think that's obviously direct drive, but we've got that little like a reverse Bowden. Set that up in there. So it's kind of strange here that how this spool holder works. The filament sits here, and it kind of feeds around this way, and then up into this filament runout sensor, which is somewhat unusual, but we'll see how it works. Oh, let's see. We've got a third person in here with us. Say hi in chat if you want to, guys. I'm not shy, but I'm pretty new to this, so any conversation we can have is great. If you're one of the ones that just joined, we're just assembling the Ender 3 V3. We've kind of got everything plugged in, but we are just finishing up a few things right now, following the directions as we're supposed to. Yeah, let's see. So it looks like we got everything plugged in. I'm guessing that these the toolhead cable here is supposed to oh, George Moody. Hi, George. George, are you here, or did you? Let's see. Looks like George followed. I don't know if George is in chat or not, though. George is a good guy. Hey, George, how you doing? So George is a fellow 3D printer maker. Good guy. Everybody say hi to George. Oh, I'm actually going to take this Bowden tube out. It looks like it's kind of weird. These little clips. They have like a little round. They're not like a double clip, so they have like a round thing and a clip here. So I think you have to put them on the ETFE tube first, and then clip them onto the, which is kind of different, but as long as it works, that's good. Let's see, I'll put, they give you 3, but I'm going to put 2 on because I think 2 might be enough. But I think, George, actually, you're one of the ones that are, you're probably more geared towards the plus version of this, aren't you? I know a lot of you guys are going for those bigger machines now. So this is Ender 3 size, so it's 220 by 220. Like 250, something like that. But I know a lot of you guys are gonna like the big version of this, which they actually just put on their website either today or yesterday. So the plus version should be coming right out. So I think we've got everything plugged in now. Should I use the test filament that they give, or should I use something good? Yeah, well, you have yeah, it's not like the plus is something you need, right? Because aren't you waiting for the aren't you kind of waiting for the bigger bamboo that we all hope is coming soon? Use something good. So Datamine says use something good. So something good would probably not be this this test filament. So let's see what I got behind me. I have over there. Let's see. Let's use actually. Let's use this Polymaker green. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's use the Wuxin. So this is Wuxin's. I've had this forever, and I've kind of been babying it because it's so good, which is kind of crazy. I guess I could just buy another one, but it's Wuxin Purple Mountain, I think it's called, and it is really nice when it's printed. It's like a purple silk, but it prints way better than a normal silk. So, all right, so let's spin that around. We're gonna get it plugged in. We'll turn it on and follow the directions. Okay, so we're plugged in, and we did before we put these on. We did check George. I don't know if you were here yet, but we did check the power supply because it was switched to 230. Yeah, A1s are nice, so. Yeah, I just say that I think the AMS Lite here, I like it way better. I don't know if you can hear me now, but I like it way better than the regular AMS. I actually kind of wish that I wish you could use that with like the P1S or the P1P. All right, so can you guys see that screen? Let me move this and angle this down. All right, let's go over here. So English, right? We want English, yes. Privacy policy, sure. Let's say yes. I'm gonna skip setting it up on the network because I don't need to set it up on the network right now. This here is the time. What are we? -5 time zone. Creality Cloud. We're not going to use Creality Cloud anyways, but okay. So English. Time zone. You can set the network up when you first go on. I'm not going to right now, but you can do that, and then it lets you do the Creality Cloud. I'm not a huge fan of the Creality Cloud. I don't know if a lot of you guys have tried it, but I'm not into it. So then it jumps you right into the self check. I like that. I like the LED behind that Creality thing. The K1, I don't think has that. I have to check my K1. So, George, I don't know if you've seen or not, but this here is a mug that a really cool guy named Pete from Reprinted 3D is doing these. I've kind of made some posts on my Twitter about this, and all the proceeds, he has mugs, hats, beanies, shirts, sweatshirts, all kinds of stuff. But all the proceeds, he makes no money off any of this. All the proceeds are going to the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation. So if you or anybody you know is so inclined, really cool mugs. I actually bought 2 of them. I got one at work and then one here. So the cool thing about this is they're fast. So, I mean, almost everything's fast now. But a lot of people aren't, they just say, oh, another bed slinger. But there's something about the CoreXZ bed slingers that I really like. I have not all the parts, but most of the parts for a Voron switch wire. Or I have another set of kit for the Ender wire, so to convert an Ender 3 to a switch wire. I just haven't found the time to do it yet, so maybe we'll do it on stream. That'll be cool. That would be probably a multi-part stream series because those do take quite a bit to and I'll try not to touch it because during this obviously you're not supposed to touch it, but. So you guys are probably going to hear it. So it did a nozzle heat, it did a hotbed heat, a heat break fan check, Um, main board fan check, which we're all good. And then now it's doing the input shaping. So George, Data Mine here asked me a little bit ago. I don't know if you were in chat when she asked, but do you have a favorite printer? She asked me what my favorite printer was, and I don't have a good answer for that. I like all printers. All right, I'm gonna message Pete here and a few others just to see. Wow, that's loud. That input shaping was very loud. That was actually significantly louder than the K1, and I think a lot of it might be because it's not enclosed. I think when they're closed, obviously you don't get as much of the resonance. So yeah, the A1, yeah, I think I hear that a lot. I actually hear a lot of people talk. I mean, obviously they had the bed cable issue, but I've heard some people talking about the A1 even with the bed cable issue that they like them actually better than the P or the X series. They work so well. Have you got any notification on when you're going to get your bed in? Yeah, I don't think a lot of people have, which I would have thought by now everybody would have heard more. So input shaping is still going. Oh, there we go. We're ramping up again. Can you guys hear that input shaping over the stream? I don't know if like the noise canceling cuts it out. It's loud. That's significantly loud. Wow. Maybe my noise canceling on my setup isn't so good if you guys can hear that, but that's fine. You know what, George? We should do a live stream on rebuilding your printer bot. That would be fun. So after the input shaping is done, it's going to go into its bed leveling. I don't know how many points it does. I'm guessing like 40 something. 40, 48. Yeah. It's probably been. When's the last time do you think you ran that? Yeah, that's what I would have thought. It's been a long time. I actually saw I saw a post on Twitter the other day from someone I know that was actually trying to find what was it? The printer bought. It was like the metal or the something metal. The name escapes me now. He said it was like the first printer he ever had years ago. It was kind of the one with like the longer bed and the double uprights. And he said he found one on Facebook. He made a post about it, and they only wanted $80 for it, which I thought was really, really good. Um, but he said it was like 200 miles away from where he was, so it wasn't really worth him driving to get it. So um, thought it was kind of neat, but. So input shaping is done, and now it is doing its auto leveling. Can you guys see the chat on the screen? Okay. I thought I didn't quite know how to change the colors yet. I'm still learning that part, but I was wondering if it was hard to see. Oh, cool. I'm curious to see how many points it does on the bed leveling. Right. Cool machine. It's. I mean, if I'll probably change where the spool holder is because I don't really care for that, which means I'd probably have to move the filament runout sensor up. But I'd rather have the spool holder up here because if you take the spool holder off, especially without having a screen on the side here like you do, like a lot of the Enders did, it's pretty compact. You could fit it. You could probably fit like 5 of those on that shelf. Oh, it looks like we just had someone else join. I was really hoping Pete was coming in. I'm gonna have to bust his chops about that. Oh, so while we wait for that, let me pull this out here. So this is from the GDX Max. So this just finished. This is from Galactic Armory, and they actually just posted this today or yesterday. This is the hammer, and then it came in as a 2-piece, so I got to print the other part next. But it's this is the hammer from the armor from Mandalorian. So she has the hammer and the axe. So this is the hammer, and the way that it's designed is it takes a 1/2-inch wooden dowel all the way down through it after you get it all put together, so that it's like really rugged, really strong. It's really good. So on the X Max, it's printed in like 10 hours, and it's not I didn't skimp on the settings. So this is 5. Let's see, 4. This is 4 perimeter walls and 15% infill gyroid, and it's still printed in 10 hours on that, which is pretty good. So I'll print the other. I'll print the axe at some point, probably tomorrow. And then, like I said, these peacemakers. These are the Helldivers 2 peacemakers, also by Galactic Armory. So I've got a set of 2 of them done, but they print really well too. So I think they print in like, if you do 4 perimeter walls on a fast machine, they print in about 10 hours as well. George, you've been printing a lot of. What have you been printing lately? You print a lot of stuff. turn down this light a little bit. That. Probably a little better that way. A little bright. Oh yeah, like the Flexi Dragons and stuff. There's a lot of really good ones of those. Those are popular too. People really like them, especially kids. I have actually one sitting on my desk at work. Is like a fidget thing, and great. It's the one on printables. It's called the Bone Dragon. It's my favorite one. Print's really good on the A1 Mini. The movements on this thing are pretty quick. I want to check the I know this is like Creality OS, but Klipper, but I want to check. I don't know if this comes with root access on it, or if you have to like accept the on the K1 they made it available that you could have root access, but you had to go through this process of like in the firmware accepting it and saying, yeah, if I screw it up, it's on me and no warranty. And so I wonder with this one if you have to do that as well, or if you have to, or if it just has root access default. But this also is on whatever firmware it was boxed up with, because I did not connect this to the Wi-Fi, so it has had no firmware updates. But the bed looks nice. It looks like a nice PEI coating on the bed, which is nice. I was glad that it had that and not the smooth like A-plate type thing that came on the K1 originally. The K1 now has a textured PEI similar to this. It's black, but just because the smooth plate on that is the smooth plate is just not good. It's okay if you use some type of adhesion promoter like Magigoo or glue stick or something like that, 3D lac. But if not, man, good luck getting something to stick to it. But hey, was that Autumn Rain? I was commenting on some of her Twitter posts today. It's a good feed if you want to follow. I think it was funny. What was it? Did you post something about tools, right? And it was Royal, which was Ryobi. I thought that cracked me up because I was like, oh yeah, I like DeWalt Ryobi. And they posted something about it being Ryobi, and she accidentally wrote Royal. So kind of funny. All right, so what do we got? Self-check completed. Okay, we're gonna click OK. So that basically, I mean, I don't know how well you guys can see the screen. I'm gonna try to. It's kind of hard. This camera doesn't want to focus on the screen that well, but this is the exact screen that is on the K1. It was that. Okay, so yeah, Royal, and I was like, man, I never heard of Royal tool. So I was Googling it, and there actually are tools that are brand Royal. So I was like, oh, okay, because I'm a big fan of their new Ryobi, not like the old blue Ryobi, but the new green Ryobis, they're really nice. So I don't know if you guys, if any of you have had the K1 line, either the K1, the K1C, or the K1 Max, but this is the same screen that comes on that, which is really cool. The settings are, I mean, everything is identical, which is really nice because it's a good screen. So okay, so let's heat it up here. We'll get some filament fed in. So Autumn, we're gonna it came with this the V3 came with this kind of test spool thing, which I hate using these, plus I hate white in general. So we're gonna use this we're gonna use some of this Wuxen Purple Mountain. I don't know if you're familiar with Wuxen. That's actually the Wuxen WXR printer right there. Really nice printer, like premium level bed slinger. They actually refer to it as a bed slayer, which is kind of funny. But really nice printer. But they have awesome filament too. In this Purple Mountain. I almost said Purple Rain, not a song. But this this Purple Mountain is just like, if you want like a silk purple, this stuff is like really nice. Looks really nice. My wife likes it. All right, so we're in. Let's see if they if there was a test color in it. There we go. We're feeding. Looks like they tested it with a white. Go figure. White, and they send white. All right. My wife keeps giving me crap because I keep touching my hair. So I'm like, I've never had long hair in my life, and I just started growing it out for the first time ever, and I can't stop putting my hands all over it. Maybe someday I'll get used to it and stop touching it. But okay, so we've got filament fed. Let's see if there's anything. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Can you guys see? Oh, you probably can't see. Like, so we've got. So this thing here that they send is printed. I'm not gonna use it. They call it the filament guider. And basically it like, let me move this camera back up a little bit. So basically it is supposed to set over the spool like this, and then the filament is supposed to set through this thing, and like it's supposed to guide it in. I don't know. I don't buy it. I'm not gonna set that on there. That's just one more thing for like the filament to get stuck and caught on. So we're not gonna do that. But they have that as the first thing here to print. So what do you guys want to print? Do you want to do a benchy? Everybody does a benchy. Or do you want to do one of their Creality cubes? You guys pick. First person to yell it out. Benchy or Creality cube? Everybody's so quiet. Cube it is. Datamine says cube. Oh, another shameless plug. Pete, Remaker 3D. All proceeds go to Sanjay Mortimer Foundation. All right. So, just like on the K1, you come in, you get this little checkbox here for if you want to run a calibration before every print. We don't want to do that because we just did it. So we're going to print. We're going to hit print. We're going to see what it does. I'm interested to see if this prints exactly the same way like the K1 does, where it kind of like does a little little bed leveling or a little input shaping, and it kind of sits back to the back of the bed and like nozzle wipes. And then it kind of sets the nozzle right against the bed to prevent oozing while it heats up. So it actually works really good in the K1. So it doesn't actually have like a nozzle wipe like on the bamboo machines like the A1 or the P1S does. But it like kind of does it along the back of the bed. Looks like it's going to do something like that. Let's see how quick it heats up. So it's right now it's going to 190. Got there pretty quick, a few seconds. 60 C on the bed. So what do you guys like for, what's your go-to filament? Like George, I know you love Elegoo, right? Your Elegoo Overture. Do you use Polymaker? Polymaker? So I'm gonna be doing, so there, right down here is the Anchor Make M5C, but I've got another machine coming that I want to do another stream on. So I'll do another You Pick, right? So next Wednesday, hopefully it comes in before next Wednesday, because then I'll have You Pick between the M5C, the Anchor Make M5C, and the other machine. And I don't really want to say yet what the other machine is, but it is really cool. And it's cool for two reasons. One, what it is, and then what it is for the price. That's what's really cool. So, and I don't think anybody is going to be aware of this printer yet. There's one person that I know that has seen this, but it's pretty cool. It's a neat printer. I'm pretty excited to get that one unboxed and share that with you guys and see what you guys think about it, because it's pretty cool. So Autumn, what kind of printers are you using? So George, I know George is a big he likes the A1. I think you have a Mini too, right, George? Not just you have the A1 obviously, but then you have an A1 Mini too, I think. Maybe a couple, I'm not sure. But what are your go-to printers, Autumn? I would really like to get the Plus version. 2 minis, 1 A1. Oh yeah, I forgot you had the P1P too. Now with the P1P, are you ever going to like print the enclosures and everything for it, or are you just fine with it being open? I know you're mostly like PETG or PLA, so I know you don't have to have the enclosure, but so that thing's pretty quick. I mean, that's K1 fast, but it's a heck of a lot quieter. Oh yeah, like and the Ender V2s. Yeah, I think that's pretty common. The bamboos are just so good. I mean, you very rarely ever have a failed print on them. Like, just even that little A1 there, like my P1S, I'm not sure I ever had a print failure on it unless it was my fault. Same with the A1 Mini. I mean, they just print really good. Oh, you printed the enclosure for the P1P. They have some really neat ones. You know, if you don't design your own, I have seen some like they had a pixel one I saw someone do. So it was like multicolor, and it was from like that movie Pixel. It was pretty good. Yeah, they are. Yeah, especially the X1. Like I don't know. I wish that they would knock a couple $100 off that and kind of start like bring them all down. Maybe they will once the XL, the larger versions start to come out. Just I mean, there's got to be a ceiling on there on the price. So, but I would really like to see like the P1P go to like 499, and then the P1S be 599 versus what are they, 599 and 699, something like that. Because I think if you could get if you could get a P1S, because like the K1, so this here's the K1. This one, I think the K1 now they were going for like 409, or I think maybe even under sub 400. But I know I did see it for 409. If you could get a P1S for $400, that'd be pretty good. Let's see. Pretty good. I'm not gonna complain about that. And it's quiet. So I don't know how much you guys can hear, but it's there's some fan noise, right? Like I don't know if you guys follow Joel Telling, 3D printing nerd at all, but he always has that saying where like it's doing something, right? Because people always ask how loud a machine is. Like it's doing something, but it's mostly fan noise. You know, both Autumn. I don't think you were here when we pulled it out of the box, but this is like the K1 tool head, and it has the fan, but it also has a rear-mounted fan. And because they're printing PLA, that rear part cooling fan is really cranked up. But it's got fan noise. But as far as the motion systems goes, I mean it's pretty dead quiet. I don't know how close I can get in here. Let me see if I can get you down a little closer here. Let's see. I gotta get a little tripod for this camera that makes it go a little lower, because it's as low as I can get it. Hopefully you guys can see it, but the cube's smaller than I thought. I thought it was going to be like a 40 by 40 cube, but it's a 20 by 20. But it's really fast. And the print quality is really good. This is printing better than my K1 did on the first print. The first print on the K1 actually didn't finish. It pulled off the bed because it had like the A plate smooth plate, and that thing was just I didn't put glue down. I should have put glue, but yeah, it pulled. I think it was the benchy that came on the SD card, or just on the printer, and it pulled right off the bed. But this is printing really good. After this, I'll print I will print the speed benchy that it comes with, just to see. I want to see how the cooling is on the front of the benchy, and then after that we'll call it. So Autumn, are you a gamer? Are you do you like Star Wars, Mandalorian, but do you like Helldivers 2 and stuff? So kind of all the rage right now. But Galactic Armory, I've been printing their Helldiver 2 peacemakers. They're pretty cool. So, they make some awesome stuff if you haven't seen them. But George, have you done some Galactic Armory stuff? I'm pretty sure Chris has, but yeah, it's if you haven't checked out, I mean, I think everybody that's in 3DP has heard of Galactic Armory, because I mean, they make some pretty awesome stuff. I think this week, Halo's Twitter account and Helldivers 2 Twitter account both like reposted and raved about Galactic Armory's like full cosplay Helldivers 2, and then they did these like two Halo, like, so they did Master Chief like full size, and geez, I can't even think of the opposite from the show, the Halo show. Geez, the bad guy. I can't even think of his name, but it was pretty cool. Oh, Chris is doing some. Yeah. I'd like to see. I really hope he gets that full size R2D2 done, because that's always been a dream of mine, of doing that same full size 3D printed and robotic R2D2. But it's big, man, and it's a lot. I don't have the space for that, but it would be really cool to do it. Yeah, if you guys try, if you do, I mean, everybody's going nuts about like the Helldivers 2 stuff right now. My son's been playing it nonstop for, I don't know, 2 weeks, I think. But all designers, you know, they're designing everything Helldivers. But Galactic Armory's got like they have all the helmets, like the full armor, the Peacemakers. They have the shotgun, the rifle, all kinds of stuff, and it's pretty cool. And they're inexpensive. Like, even if you don't do like their monthly Patreon to get like access to everything, like the individual models for stuff, like you can get like that Peacemaker, I think, for like $4.99, right? And then you can print it. It's pretty inexpensive for something like that, because I mean, that's not your average like I'm gonna design that in Tinkercad or open up Fusion 360 for the first time ever and get something like that. So they put in a lot of time on that stuff. So for $4.99, that's a pretty good deal. I will say, I mean, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I mean, that's a pretty good print. It's almost perfect. No print is perfect, but it's pretty close. It's a heavy machine, though. When I was pulling it out of the box, I was trying not to like struggle getting it out, but it's heavy. The base of this is like full aluminum base. But I don't think this print speed is as fast as like what the Benchy on here is, because that's like a full speed Benchy. So I'm curious to see how it sounds with it. But this is pretty quick, and it's dead. I mean, other than the fan noise, it's dead quiet. It's way quieter than the K1. Hey, someone else joined. Who's that? Say hi in chat. Pete, is that you? I was hoping it was Pete. Oh yes. So Fallout, yes, and it is so good. I've been trying to watch it with my son, but we've been kind of like two ships at night passing, and we just haven't been able to get together to watch it. But so now we're kind of like, all right, let's just watch it on our own, because if not, we're never going to get through it. But I have watched the first 2 episodes, and it is awesome. Yeah, I have always wanted to print a Pip-Boy, like an actual Pip-Boy with like a screen and a Raspberry Pi. That's like I will do that. That's gonna be, once I'm done with the Helldivers stuff, and then Autumn. I don't think you were here when I pulled this off, but this is the plate off my Cheaty X-Max 3. This is also Galactic Armory, but this is part of a two-piece kit from Mandalorian. So it's the armorer. I don't know if you've watched Mandalorian at all, but or if you're a Star Wars fan, but the armorer on there, she has two weapons, and it's the hammer and the axe. Well, they designed both the hammer and the axe. So this is the hammer, and the cool thing about how they design it is it's set for a 1/2-inch wooden dowel that goes all the way down through the whole length of it. So it makes it really sturdy when it's fully assembled. So I've got the hammer done. Tomorrow I'll probably print the axe, and it's like really good. But after these are done, I think I'm gonna go for that Pip Boy, because that would be pretty cool. I don't know anybody who designs. I mean, it's probably coming now because the show's out, but there haven't been a lot of designers for Fallout stuff that I've seen. There's some stuff on printables and Thingiverse and Fangs and stuff like that, but I haven't seen a lot of the big designers do a ton of Fallout stuff. But maybe I haven't really looked that much. But if you find anything, tag me on Twitter, because I'll print it right alongside you, because that would be cool. So I think, let's see. The one thing I hate about these K1 is the screens go to sleep really quick. Like, I think it's like 3 seconds. If you don't touch the thing, it falls asleep. But I think I got to check in the settings to see if it's something to change. So we're at 82% right now. So it's this came on this is the Creality cube on the machine, and it's printing at 220 degrees and 60 on the bed. Kind of pretty standard for fast PLA prints right now. So, but the Wuxin purple mountain filament seems to be doing good. So I think I asked when I first started the stream. So Autumn, this is literally my first live stream ever. So is audio's good? I know Datamine and George, I think, said that the audio is fine. I was kind of nervous about the audio. I'm kind of figuring this out as I go, but I gotta watch a bunch of YouTube videos on how to set up cameras and how to set up lighting and audio and stuff. But I was nervous about the audio. And I'm halfway decent in OBS, which is, I'm using OBS, but I'm still kind of learning about setting up like a nice quiet music in the background. That way, especially when like a starting stream, I don't want it to be bored. I don't want you guys to be bored like waiting for me or something. So, but hopefully every stream, I'm gonna try to do a stream starting out every Wednesday. So like I said, we've got one of 2 printers again next week. I've got another printer coming in, so next Wednesday it'll be the same as this. It'll be, you guys pick, do we open the Anchor Make M5C, or does that one get pushed again and we open the other one that's coming in? Which I think once you guys see what the other one is, you're gonna push the Anchor and go for this one, because it's really cool. But I also got a switchwire kit that I gotta do. And I'll probably do that on stream as well. Awesome. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, and if I find some stuff, I'll post it on Twitter and then tag you on it too. So that printed pretty good. And it pulled off, like, that's a nice PEI sheet. It pulled off easy, but it was stuck. It wasn't going anywhere. And I don't know if you guys can see the first layer. That's pretty good. I mean, it's darn near perfect. The print quality is very, very good. Huh. Yeah, I mean, top layer's pretty good. I don't know, what do you guys, if you can see it real good, but what you guys think. I thought that was good. So let's go ahead and we will start a benchy, and then we'll finish off the stream with that. So this is, I think, like a 12-minute benchy. And let's see how long we've been about an hour and 15 minutes or so. I was kind of hoping 2 hours. So now that we're on that benchy, we may cut the stream early if we do. Yeah, I mean, I thought so too. I mean, it's you really can't complain about that. I mean, it's kind of it's a good print. I mean, there's nothing bad about that, really. You know, there's a slight bit of ghosting maybe, but geez, I mean, you're nitpicking I'm being nitpicky if I'm trying to find something, but I mean, that top layer is really good too. But we'll see how the benchy turns out. That's the one thing with the benchy. I wanted to do the benchy next because I'm wondering about how good the cooling is on the front of it. But this does. I mean, this little cube, it's small, but there's some overhangs on this part of it, and they're good. I don't know. I didn't see the time on this. Let's see. I'm gonna wait for the time to come up. I thought I heard that this was like a 12-minute benchy or so that came on the machine, but we'll see. But it looks good. I like the. I'll have to check the K1 because I don't remember. So just so you get move it up a little bit here. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but like it's lit, right? So there's a LED behind that, and I don't know. It's the same toolhead as the K1, but I don't think the K1 has that. I mean, it doesn't really do anything, but it's neat. So George, what projects are you working on now? Anything? I didn't make it to the space last night. I was so busy trying to get ready for this that I forgot. Oh, I didn't forget. I was tired. I'm old. I got tired. I'm all out of tea. I gotta fill up my mug again. I was missed. Yeah, they probably. Yeah, that's funny. Was it a good? Everybody show up? We got to get working on that massive printer. I still would like that to be pelletized, but pellet printer would be pretty awesome. Decent. Are we ever gonna start up like the Saturday? Now that, like, maybe because of summertime, but is there gonna be like the, what was it, every other Saturday or one Saturday a month where it was like the Saturday workshop build thing? But I didn't know if you guys stopped that because of winter or if it's just done permanently. But I liked those. Those were fun. Yeah, it would be fun. It'd be really cool. Yeah, that's faster. That's definitely faster than the Cube. Let's see. So it's estimating 13 minutes. So it's probably like 12 minutes and something. But yeah, that's fast. It's still quiet though. It's still a lot quieter than the K1. But the toolhead's so big. The one thing I wish, and I know it's kind of weird, but I like the toolhead LEDs. I like the LEDs on the toolhead because you can see that first layer. without having to like come in with a flashlight. I have like I have one of these here. I don't know where I got it, but so this thing, this thing here, it's like a little LED, and it sticks on a 9-volt battery, and this is like my go-to like check the first layer, because you can do like sorry, I probably blast you guys. You can do like bright or not so bright. So light it. It's 6 LEDs and it lights up just the 2 middle or all 6. But this is like my go-to. But if the toolhead has an LED, you can usually see it without. Yeah, I know you guys have been going on Sunday because of the painting thing, that the miniatures. Sundays are hard. I've been there a couple times on Sundays, but oh, we had a couple more people come in. So if you want, say hi in chat. We are printing the Benchy now. We printed the Creality Cube first, and it came out really good. I mean, nothing to complain about. It's fast. It's fast and it's quiet. It's quieter than the K1. I've said that on multiple occasions, but it's got some fan noise. But I was curious to see that cooling on the front of the Benchy, but it seems like it's. Oh, what is that? Oh my god, I forgot a piece of foam. Did you see that? Look at that. There was a piece of foam stuck on the side of the tool head. Well, it didn't seem to affect the print quality. I couldn't see it. The tool head is so big. It was right on this side of the. That was funny. Come on, George, you're supposed to see that stuff for me. Oh, did you? Yeah. I can't see it. The tool head is really big. The depth of it. And I couldn't see it from this side. I was always looking at the machine, and this was like tucked in there on the side. But luckily, it's just a tiny piece, so it didn't affect that print. That's funny. Is it C Bouton? Is that how you say the C Bouton? That sounds. Is that like? Is that French? Bouton. Welcome. We're just we're doing a couple. We're doing the last print here, and then we're gonna call it. But again, we did a good Creality cube. First time, great first layer. So we're just printing the Benchy. We'll see how it comes out. Looks good so far. It's hard to see right here, but sidewalls look decent. Hey, thanks, C Bouton, for the follow. That's great. Hey, we're gonna be doing this every Wednesday. Hopefully every Wednesday. Like I said, today we had 2 printers. We had this one and then the Anchor Make M5C. You guys got to pick. Actually, Data Mine was the first one. She said that or I don't know if maybe we just decided the Ender. But somebody posted on Twitter too that they wanted to see the Ender over the Anchor. But so next week we'll do. I've got another printer coming in that is really neat. I don't want to say the name of it yet, but I have a feeling you guys would pick, if you come back next Wednesday, I'm pretty sure you'd pick that one over the Anchor Make, because it's really cool. It's really cool for what it is, and even cooler for the price based off what it is. Like, it's a neat machine, and I think it's something that a lot of people could pick up, relatively inexpensive, um, and have a machine that they normally wouldn't have unless you were double the price. So it should be pretty neat. And then we've got a couple other things that I want to do. I want to build. So this is the CoreXZ Creality. I want to also do a boron switch wire. I've got everything for the boron switch wire, but I've also got everything for an Ender wire. So converting an Ender Pro or Ender V2 into a switch wire or into an Ender wire. That kits through Seaboard, and then a few other things, and then like up here, I actually want to finish this one probably on street. I've done most of it off screen, but this is the 100. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but Matt, the guy who designed it, it's really cool, like 95% printed. And then if you guys have ever seen this, this is a Rook MK1 by Rolahan. If you've ever seen Rolahan stuff, he designs really cool printers. He's got like the MK1, the MK1, the Rook 2020, the Rook 180. He's a whole bunch of them now. And there's one called the Panda, which is really neat. This is like almost like a Boron V0. That one I'd like to do. But a whole bunch of stuff. And then this big monstrosity here, which has been dubbed the Frankenstein, is my own creation that I will eventually get back on. And I think I'm gonna probably just do this with you guys on stream. So again, the Frankenstein, my own monstrosity, kind of like all the pieces of the best printers that I like all in one. And it has right now it's got a 310 by, what is it, 310 by 600? So, or 610. 305 by 610, that's what it is. So 305 by 610 is the size of the build plate. And that'll be fun. And I don't know if you guys can see, it's got four motors. So it's CoreXY, but it's all-wheel drive. So instead of just two motors, like it's four. So you can really crank them up, and it's gonna have I'm making a custom carbon fiber gantry for it, and the gantry is all based off of similar, like a VZ bot design, and then the bed and the bottom motor mounts are similar. The designs are based off of like a rat rig, like a V-Core 3.1, I think it is. And then it's got the similar to a what was it, the Simple Core, or there was like a version of the Simple Core, but it'll have like a sidecar, so all the electronics will be in the side, so you'll be able to easily access it from the side without having to like flip the machine over to get to any electronics. So there will be no electronics in the base of it. So the base will hold a very large internal filtration system. So it will be fully enclosed, but it'll filter all. So for like ABS or ASA, it'll filter everything internally. And it's gonna have a really big heated bed. So I don't know if I'll do an internal, like a chamber heater on it. But if I do, that chamber heater would all be down in the base with the filters, but we'll see. But that I would actually like to start doing again on the stream. But we'll see. So it's hard to. We didn't do white, but it's the purple's hard to kind of see. It's dark, so it's kind of You guys can probably see it better on the camera than I can here. Looks a little brighter there, but it seems like it's printing okay. I think we're almost, we're down, we're 82% right now. So what do you guys think of this machine now? I mean, I know like, I think Autumn, you said you have some Ender 3 V2s, I think you said, but you don't, you basically don't use them since you got the bamboos. But is this a machine that would interest you guys? I know it's a bed slinger and it's open and everybody's like, oh, I want CoreXZ, I want enclosed, I want big. But if you had a print farm, I mean, this is a solid bed slinger for a print farm. I mean, it prints fast. Prints fast and it prints good. But what I want to do to this, I will do to this, is I did on the K1, is I put the Microswiss Flowtech leak-proof nozzle in that. And the cool thing about that is, it not only is it leak-proof, it's cold swap. So like you don't even have to, you can just pull the thing out, put a new nozzle in. You don't have to heat it up, you don't have to do anything. It's great. But I will do that. I don't know. I'm assuming it's the same one on this. I'll have to check with Microswiss on that. But I love those. Actually, I think I have one of those here. Yeah. So I've got these are them. So the Microswiss Flowtech. So this here, these are for the K1, but it has a 0.4 in now, but they come with I think 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. So these are the 0.6 and 0.8. I am going to put an 8 in that K1 because that K1 is primarily it's primarily my carbon fiber machine. So it like PETG carbon fiber, PLA carbon fiber, ABS, you know, and that all prints great with a 0.6 or 0.8. So sometimes carbon fiber filament can be weird with a 0.4, depending on the brand or the make, they can clog. But that K1's fast, and then you put a 0.8 in it, and they print pretty good. So we're done. So that's significantly, that's on there really good. The cube, but it popped right off. So it's a nice plate. I mean, it's single-sided. That's kind of a bummer. I like when they're double-sided, but you know, it's plenty thick enough. It's not one of those real flimsy, thin sheets. And it sticks well. I mean, I haven't even cleaned that, but I mean, this isn't perfect. The first layer, I mean, it's a little messed up there, but the cooling isn't awful. I mean, that looks decent. The sidewall is good. You don't see that typical like that bow line from the floor of the benchy in it. Cooling looks okay, but I don't know, you guys can see the stack here. It kind of like, I don't know if the cooling wasn't enough or something, but it kind of like tipped over or kind of off kilter a little. And the cooling in the windows isn't. It's not as good as the Cube, but it's not bad. A little bit of ghosting behind the windows there, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but I've definitely seen worse 12-minute benchies. That 13 minutes is what it says. So I've seen worse 13-minute benchies by far. But for a silk filament, that's not bad. So, I mean, I think that's probably it, guys. We're gonna end it there. Um, pretty good machine. I mean, it was easy to set up, right? It only had 2 screws on either side to hold the upright. Snap on the spool holder, snap in a couple connectors, a couple clips, and a Bowden tube, reverse Bowden tube here, and that's it. Got to make sure you check that that power switch for the 115 to 230 because it is behind this upright here. So once you put the gantry on and you bolt that in, if you forget to check that and you need to go back and check it, you got to take the whole thing apart again. So they do put a sticker on that though for you to double check. But it's really good. I'm happy with it. It's a solid machine. I don't really have any complaints. I think it's $350 I think right now. So it's not inexpensive, but it's also for what it is. It's not too bad. So thanks for coming, guys. No, Autumn, it's not bad. I mean, 13-minute benchy, right? Like if you bump this up to a 16-minute benchy, still fast, and it probably gets rid of those weird little issues that this one has in a 16-minute benchy. I mean, but I'm gonna run a series of prints on this over the next week or two, and then on one of the other unboxing streams that we do on Wednesday, I'll follow up on this. Probably post a video on YouTube about it too. Obviously this isn't a review, just an unboxing and setup and first print. But I'll post something about my thoughts behind it with long-term use and whether I think it's a printer that I would buy or recommend buying, something like that. But I appreciate you guys sticking with me watching this. I hope it was fun for you guys. Autumn, I'll look for that Fallout stuff and then tag you on Twitter if I find anything. Vice versa, if you find anything cool, let me know. George, I'll see you guys soon. Bhutan, thanks for coming. Thanks for the follow. Datamine, awesome. You were here the whole time. Great. I love you guys. And we'll see you hopefully next Wednesday. Right? Don't forget. See you guys.